Still starting. What's up, guys? How's it going? Well, I think this is our third edition of Pub Talk. I just heard the notification. Welcome, everyone. What's going on? It's Halloween. I was saying to my stream the other day, once Halloween's over, it's over. But we're still going to hold on to Halloween, doing our top 5 scariest movies, whatever, horror movies, scariest movies. A little confusion there. I'm not sure. I'm going with scariest movies. So what's up? We got Adam from Adam's Land. We got Disney Dan in the house. What's going on, guys? How's it going? These guys are horror fans. Right, guys?
We are horror fans. Yeah.
Adam creates horror movies. He's unbelievable. So we have a legend in the house here. So you did one.
Yeah.
So what's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, guys. Can you guys see us? Are we live? Are we streaming here? We got some people here. What's going on, everyone?
What's up?
We've got
Marco Hunt in the house. Ruth's in the house.
We've got Ruth.
Noah's here.
Take it over there, Adam. Adam's the chat man. Go ahead. What do we got?
I am the chat man. We've got Noah. Noah's saying hello to people. Arctic Foxy, Theme Park Ohana, Ruth, Sam. So yeah, welcome, guys. Lisa's just joined as well. So,
welcome. Now we'll get the plugs out of the way here, guys. Adam from Adam's Land, his daughter Ebony's little channel. They have a great stream. They have a great live channel there.
We have a lot of fun. But it's it's been a crazy month or so where it's almost like I forgot that I have a YouTube channel.
I was looking at that. I'm like, he hasn't posted much lately, but he's coming back. He'll be back.
I've probably like since before I went to LA. I don't think I posted. So I need to get back onto that. There's a certain project that I need to finish called Attraction Bracket, which I need to get finished. Otherwise, it's null and void if I don't get it done before the 31st of December. And yeah, I've just had a lot going on, a lot with work, a lot with traveling and stuff. People know
that's cool. Welcome back, man. I miss you so much, Adam.
Yes, I've missed doing this, so I need to be back in the game.
Get him on. And of course, Disney Dan the man. What's going on, brother?
What's up, everyone? How's it going? Again, thank you so much for letting me on this Pub Talk.
Welcome to the pub, Dan. Welcome to the pub.
Okay, so we'll get to that. We'll get to the pub part, but thank you, Dan, for coming on. I appreciate it. We had a couple, some of the regulars just couldn't make it today. Mike, Caesar, Brandon, and I miss you guys. They just couldn't make it today, so sorry, they just couldn't make it. So. But Dan
I'm going to raise a drink quickly to Jen from Our Theme Life because
Jen and Mike, of course.
I don't have a drink, but I'll raise some jelly beans.
Yeah. Did I not mention Mike and Jen? I'm sorry. Yeah, Jen. Yeah. Jen is a little.
No, you did mention Mike. Yeah, Jen's not. So get well soon.
We hope you get well soon, Jen. Cheers to you. We'll get to the beers, but Dan's on fire. I've been wanting to come on Disney Fiasco forever. Adam and I will be on Disney Fiasco right after this. Disney Dan's channel, please, right after the stream. I'm going to give you a plug right now, Dan. Come join us. We're going to be a little bit here, then we're going to go over Dan's stream. Do you want to promote that, Dan? You want to talk about that, or is that?
Yeah, so literally we're doing a double stream tonight where we're going to be doing Pub Talk first up until the hour, up till 7 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock, as per usual, Disney Fiasco. It's actually our 25th episode, which I think is crazy. And I'm invited these two awesome gentlemen onto the channel where, again, we're going to be talking about movies, but Disney movies and Star Wars movies, Pixar movies that you want to see as rides. So if you're interested by that, and just hop back over to my channel. And last week we did such a great job with Disney Fiasco, and let's continue the momentum and just join the Disney fun over there.
Oh, wow. So, no pressure there, Dan. No, last week we did a great job, so don't mess it up. Yeah, no pressure.
I got 2 pros to join me this week.
240. Yeah, last week's episode was amazing. It was so awesome. So I love that show. You know, I've always talked about that show. I got so into it one week. I told this story like 50 times. Like I literally was watching the stream while I was cooking, and I burned up my kids and my family's meal. I burned the steaks. It was amazing because I just got so into it. I literally forgot about the barbecue. I burned the steaks. It's a classic story. I've told it about 50 times, but I love it. So it's a true story.
It is a true story.
I know. It was shameful. So all right. So what do we got? What are we drinking here, Adam? Real quick. We're in the pub. We got to talk about it.
We're in the pub. So like a proper northerner, Northerner Dan.
Uh-oh, that's a big thing they do. So
I'm drinking beer. I've got John Smith's and I've got a whiskey as well. The usual.
Yeah. And in honor of the default now Halloween that is gone, I am drinking Blue Point Mother Pumpkin Ale. So I got this last week for Halloween. It's sitting in the fridge. So cheers, guys. Dan, what are you drinking over there?
This might seem like a Disney mug full of deliciousness, but it's empty. So so I've substituted my Disney mug for typically when you go to the pub, it's not just about drinking. Mostly it's about drinking. But I think today I thought I'd bring some sort of luxury to the pub with some Mickey Mouse.
Nice.
So
unfortunately,
it has coconut in it, and I don't like coconuts.
Oh man.
So yeah, I won't be having any of those.
Yeah.
Oh no. So you brought them and you can't have them?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fine.
All right, let's get into this because we got a busy night. We got to get over to Dan's channel. Not rushing anything, but let's get through this guy. Ebony's in the house.
Hey, Ebony.
Little channel. Check her out. One of my partner channels over there. Yeah. What's going on? My partner channel, Dan, the man. So, all right, guys. So, a full disclaimer here right now. Full disclaimer. I am not into horror movies with scary movies. I just am not into it. So my list is going to be tame. I'm sure compared to this guy right here. And I don't know about Dan, his taste of movies, but my list is going to be very tame. You're not going to be surprised by one or two of them, but I'm very tame. Who wants to start out here? Who wants to start? Cheers! Cheers, by the guy. Let's get a cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yes, cheers.
Welcome to the pub. Welcome everyone.
Cheers.
It's been a while since we've been to the pub. This is the Jen, Mike, Brandon, and Caesar. We love you guys. We'll see you guys back in the pub soon. All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See you guys soon. All right. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think
you want to start this off, Dan?
I think Adam should start because he's the one who's actually made a horror movie.
I think so too. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. So.
And disclaimer: I didn't put Adam's horror movie on the list because I haven't seen it yet. So.
No, yeah. Disclaimer: I didn't put my movie on the list, not because it's not one of my favorite. That would be like the ultimate in bias, wouldn't it? So yeah, we can include Cane Hill as a honorable mention. So yes, but yes, okay. So we got five favorite or scary or horror films. Okay, my number 5. I'm going to go with Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock's.
Yes.
Immense, great movie.
Yes.
Iconic shower scene. Yeah. I mean, what can you say about it? The genius of it, shooting it in black and white because they wanted to lessen the gore, and then just some of the tricks that they made to make it. When they were using stage blood, it was too grey. It didn't look authentic enough on screen, so they swapped out for chocolate syrup to give it more of a blood type texture or look on screen. And the man was a genius, made a great film. So Psycho, one of my favorite horrors. So yeah.
Very nice.
That
may or may not be on my list as well. So what do you think, Dan?
It's not on my list, but I just remember watching it for the first time. And whoever's never seen Psycho, I really highly recommend it. But I remember watching it for the first time and watching right at the end. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but the twist at the end, finding out, what happened. I'd never watched anything previously. I didn't even know anything, but the twist is one of those iconic twists in all of film. So I think it's a great movie. Not on my list, but I think it's a must see. Absolutely.
I loved that it used to be part of the Alfred Hitchcock attraction that used to be at Universal Studios as well. It's no longer there, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, as a fan of film and obviously wanted to work in film my whole life since I was a kid, I learned so much just watching that and the genius that was Mr. Hitchcock. So yeah, I couldn't not include that on the list.
Yeah, I agree, and just that it's the when you go to Universal Studios Hollywood, you see the house, even the fake one in Orlando, the remake one, and the attractions are great. That really brought it to another level. I'm a huge Hitchcock fan, so yes, definitely on my top 5 list too. So, Dan, what's your number 5, buddy?
Well, mine's not in any particular order, but when I was thinking,
That's fair.
when I first heard of what we're doing, I didn't think so much scariest movies. I chose horror movies,
Yeah, that's fine.
and not all horror movies need to be like the scariest possible. I like actually watching a horror movie that's also quite funny or amusing because of how bad it is. So some of mine are ridiculous, but they are considered a horror movie, and some are actual horror, like scary horror movies.
You have, Dan. It can't be about food. That's the only rule. So.
Oh no, none of these are about food. I don't think. So my number 5 pick is from the Friday the 13th collection, and it's Jason X.
Nice.
Now, the reason why I chose Jason X is not the original Friday the 13th. It's not even, any of the good Friday the 13th. It's not a great considered a great movie at all. Just imagine this, thinking about right, this is the 1970s, 80s. Space has become such a big thing. We're going to put Jason Voorhees, the undefeatable killer, in outer space. I mean, going from Camp Crystal Lake, having a great theme in 1 and 2, and we're just gonna put him in space. It's gonna be like Alien, but with Jason Voorhees on it, and he can't be killed. And I just think it's so funny because it's a bad movie, but it's a horror movie that I really enjoy watching as a guilty pleasure, and you'll see that quite a lot on my list.
Cool. It's funny because I made a lot of light about that particular film when we were making Cane Hill, saying, when we get to Cane Hill 7, it will be Chester Lockhart in space, and things like that. Because I mean, I love the Friday the 13th franchise. Sadly, it didn't make my list this time, but I grew up on that franchise. Love it. I did toy with putting 1 or 2 of those films in my list today, but I couldn't pick which ones, and I wanted a few more standout sort of defining films for me. So, but Friday the 13th, great franchise, but it did get a bit silly at the end after Jason takes Manhattan and Jason.
That was close. It was more like Jason takes a boat rather than Jason takes Manhattan.
Yeah,
because he's on a boat most of the movie. But no, but that's my choice, Jason X. Definitely a funny watch if you want a funny horror movie.
I don't know much about that one. I haven't seen it, but now I think I kind of remember that. Now I want to see it again. To be honest with you. My number 5 is this is thinking back, and like I said, I'm not a big horror scary kind of guy. So as a kid, I saw this in the theater. Maybe I didn't even know what I was going in to see at this point. But as a kid, and I think, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid. Maybe one other time, but my top 5 is Poltergeist.
Oh, so, nice.
Blew my mind. Scary ass movie. I think about that premise all the time about building upon a graveyard and things popping up and everything, and it's really affected me since I was a kid. It just still messes me up. So Poltergeist is
We're talking the original Poltergeist.
The original one. I forgot they remade it.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I really enjoy Poltergeist.
Yeah, even like that whole backstory where like the lady died and the girl died, and like in real life, all that weird stuff, the stories behind it too, just really make it, messed up.
Nice.
For sure.
Good choice.
Adam,
Good choice. Great film.
Yeah.
My number 4. Okay, my number 4 is one. I say newer, but it's been around for over a decade now. But it's one of Rob Zombie's films, and it's The Devil's Rejects.
That is
which was
a good movie. I forgot about that.
Yeah, sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses, and it's just a fantastic, terrifying movie. It's because the characters are so real in it. Hey, sweetheart. Hey. So yeah, it's so brutal and so gruesome what they do with their victims in that film, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying because it's more real than anything kind of supernatural based, or sort of any Jason or Freddy thing or anything like that. So just The Devil's Rejects. I'm really intrigued because I know they've got a 3rd film coming out now, which is 3 from Hell, I think, which is like the next sequel from the
sequels.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. But House of a Thousand Corpses were great. Devil's Rejects went up a notch. So yeah, it always stood out for me. So yeah, and I can't wait to see the next one. So
I've never seen. Well, I've heard of House of a Thousand Corpses, but I've never actually seen it. I think I don't know in terms of horror scary. It might be more the other kind of area which I'm a bit more like resistant of because I'm not sure there's a lot of comedic factor in those films. But I would like to maybe have a go at some point.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan, I missed that last bit then. Sorry, because Ebony was just whispering into my ear. Sorry, bud.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying I've heard of A House of Thousand Corpses and I've seen the trailer, but I'm not sure if I could put myself through that film just yet.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's a good watch. So
Dan, what's your number 4? What are you thinking?
So
I'm very intrigued with your list. But go ahead.
So I went for more of a serious for my number 4, and I think it's a film that has inspired generations of filmmakers, film lovers. It is arguably probably one of the best films of all time, and that is Halloween. If you go back to what the original slasher was, it is Halloween with Michael Myers. Even that opening scene when he kills his sister and just when the mask is revealed and he's in this clown costume as a child, like it's just an iconic sight. The music is fantastic, and considering how much it took to make that movie and how successful it became, it just was it is a horror movie, but it was like a fairy tale for the director and I think, was it Wes Craven or no? Who directed Halloween?
I don't think anyone famous.
John Carpenter, wasn't it? John Carpenter directed it. But yeah, Halloween. I mean, it's a classic. It's the original. It's the original slasher movie.
Yes.
Good choice.
Good choice. Great. So my number, we're kind of boogieing along because we got to go over Dan's channel too. So my number 4, another movie. Like I didn't like all these movies I've seen at a younger age. So another movie, The Shining. A big Stephen King fan. So The Shining, to this day, I still think about the scenes in that movie. It's been parodied so many times. It was just parodied in Ready Player One, which was awesome.
I love that.
So,
I love that.
Yeah, that parody was awesome. So, and it was just a great movie. I love Stephen King. Jack, come on, that's a classic movie. It's a great movie.
That was his role by far. That was his role.
Definitely.
It was his best role.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know. When I was thinking my list before, I mean, The Shining is such a great film, and I don't know why I didn't think to put it on my list. I'm kind of kicking myself now that it's not on my list.
But I like
that's
that.
The thing. So
it is psychologically scary.
Oh, it's fantastic. It kept me gripped all the way through it. The Shining is a great movie. So that's a great pick. So I'm gutted it's not on my list now. So,
not on mine either.
Yeah, but like you say, the amount of scenes in that have been parodied as well. The twins, the here's Johnny, seeing everything. Like, it's just so many iconic moments. So
awesome.
So go ahead, Adam. What do you think?
Okay, just before I go number 3, Ebony came over and was whispering in my ear, and that's what apologies to Dan because I missed what you were feeding back on my one. But Ebony was like, "Are you doing your top favorite scary films?" I said, "Yes, that's what we're doing." She said, "Can I say mine?" I think she's only got one. Now I didn't even know.
That's what we got time for.
Can I just put a disclaimer in here? As a responsible parent, I didn't even know she's seen this film, so she's certainly not watched it with me. So she's certainly not watched it with me. But
I've seen the lyric. I've seen the little advert.
And you saw the trailer for it. Have you seen the film?
No.
Oh, so okay. So she's going based off the trailer. That's fine.
The trailer alone scared her. So,
what's the film, Ebony?
The Ring.
The Ring.
Yeah, I will not see that movie. Good call, Ebony.
Yeah, good call.
It's a scary movie.
Yeah, so that's Ebony's one. So yeah.
Good pick.
The trailer alone scared her. I love it. Good pick. I didn't think of that one.
So yeah, it's not in my top 5 either, but I'm Pennywise. What from It? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Down. Right. So that's
yours.
Ebony's little mention in there. So okay, my number 3. It's a Wes Craven film. It's Scream 2. Scream 2. So I love the Scream films. Like they I think for me, the Scream films were the last great horror that was made with a kind of an iconic sort of face as the villain, if you like. So obviously you had the greats like Michael Myers in Halloween, like Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw, Jason in Friday the 13th, and Freddy Krueger obviously in Nightmare on Elm Street. But then sort of a lot of more modern day horrors are just generic stuff, you know, be it some sort of nun in The Conjuring or anything like that. But the Scream stuff with the Scream mask. Now I know it wasn't the same character every time, but that was the brilliance of it. Was it kept you guessing on that. I love Scream 1 and what they did with Scream 1, but then with Scream 2, for them to throw in the same twist but still nobody saw it coming was, I think, a moment of genius. And it was directed by Wes Craven, who is a god in my eyes when it comes to horror films. Definitely. So for that reason alone, like I love both. I love all the Scream movies, but Scream 2 is the one that stands out. So
I think it's a great movie. I really enjoy it, and I like the fact that they kind of reference in the films that they're in a horror film, kind of. So there has that, you know, it feels like you can see it kind of playing out, but you don't, and that's what I think Wes Craven does so well.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I agree. Yes, definitely.
Sort of fourth wall, don't they? So it's a very Brechtian style thing to remind the audience all the time that they are watching a film, because they keep on talking if this was a film, you know. But it's I love what they did, and it still keeps that tension and that, you know, keeps the audience on the edge of the seat. So
yes, definitely.
Are we moving on to me?
Yes, go for it.
Well, I kind of went back.
By the way, there's nothing like going on a live stream next and the notification comes on while you're doing another live stream. So
I just saw that a minute ago.
Dan's notification.
I was like, wow,
which is awesome, by the way. I'm just teasing. Go ahead, Dan.
That's so embarrassing.
Like, oh boy, we got to get out of here. No, we're not rushing this, but it's so good. This is a good piece. This is a great piece.
Embarrassing.
Go ahead, guys. No, it's awesome. That's great. I want everyone to come over to Dan's thing because we're going to continue the party over there. So, go ahead, Dan. And we'll get the link going on this too. We can post the link. Go ahead, Dan. I'm just sorry to do it.
Goodness me. My third pick goes kind of back to the silly horror film, which for me it's one of the highest grossing horror films, well, up until like It last year, because it was a horror film that everyone was anticipating. It was a film that I think everyone was so excited for, and that was Freddy versus Jason. Now, Freddy versus Jason, let's be honest, it's not a great movie either. There's lots of great parts about it, but there is a lot of things that are bad about it. Like just the way it's directed, the way that people just like humans fly all over the place. Like there was one scene where Jason just slashes someone like as if they were cutting them in half, but she flies like 100 meters into a tree. It's terrible. It's awful. And then there's a lot of stunt work where Freddy and Jason get catapulted into Crystal Lake as if they're flying like Superman. It's terrible. But what is great about it is that you have these two iconic horror characters like Freddy, like Jason, and they're going at it. And when you see them in the dream state as well as in, you know, the final battle when they're actually awake, it's really entertaining and probably the best villain versus villain fight, I think, in any film. It's just really, and also coming out of the movie, you still don't know who wins, because although Jason does kind of kill Freddy, Freddy is still winking at the camera, so indicating that Freddy might still won. Like it's quite clever in its own way. And I do love Freddy versus Jason.
It's genius, and that was my dream movie to see as a kid. Was like,
it was everybody's.
Which one was it? Everybody's. Like Freddy, Jason. That was the two franchises that I grew up on. Like a lot of people grew up on Halloween and Texas Chainsaw, for example. Mine was Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. So that was my dream movie, seeing those two characters coming together. And even though you're right, there's elements of it that are not great. I still love the whole film as a whole. I love it. It's not a great film, but I love it anyway. So did you see that one, Rob?
I haven't seen any of these.
You have to
I swear, Dan sells these movies. I think I want to be a horror guy now. I don't know. That's awesome. So, look, I know all about horror movies. I'm not a big fan of them, but yeah, I do know all the different stuff. But Dan, I love your list. It's awesome. So my number 3, And you're gonna probably everyone's gonna be mad at me, but I read the book. Believe it or not, the thickest book I've ever read in my entire life. Stephen King. And I'm gonna say the original because I haven't seen the new It movie. Believe it or not, it's crazy, but I'm gonna say the original TV 4-hour version movie. I'm gonna say is my number 3 because I just love that Pennywise. I love Tim Curry was the original Pennywise in that movie, but I love the book. I love the movie. It was great, and I got to see the new one. I was gonna try to see the movie before the stream, but it just didn't happen. So, but that's my number.
I'm going to confess to not seeing the new one yet either. But I've received mixed reviews about it as well.
I really liked it. I really like the new one. I actually prefer it over the old one.
Wow.
Because I feel like the old one is good up until like maybe the last hour.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm just like, eh. But this It film, the new one, I think is very, very good. And they cast a great actor to play Pennywise. So. And also, it made millions. So, I mean,
another one in our thumbnail there. So,
nice.
All right, Adam. What's your number 2?
I'm just going to go to the chat for a moment. So Ruth has said, with The Shining, the movie was definitely scarier than the book. So that's
I agree.
I've not read the book, so but that's interesting to know that the movie was scarier than the book in this case. There's a shout out for Salem's Lot. I can't say I've seen that one myself. So,
I've seen Salem's Lot. And Lauren, you were right. I saw that. That is creepy. That movie, definitely.
Yeah. And
Lauren said to Amityville.
Yeah, Amityville.
I live near Amityville, and I've been to the house. I actually drove to the house, believe it or not. So I'll send you a picture if anyone wants to see it. Where the Amityville horror house, the real house where they had the murders, which is bizarre. Wow. Which they changed the address. You can't really even find it, but if you know where to look, it's there. So it's only like 20 minutes from my house, believe it or not. So,
wow, that's cool. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, I agree with you too on that, Lauren.
And then the last comment to come in. So Ruth says some of M. Night Shyamalan's movies are intense.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
good.
Good. Split is great. I love Split.
You know what? I've not seen Split yet, but I need to because there's there's Split. There's the second film, and now there's the third one coming out, isn't there? So I need to catch up.
Glass.
Yeah, that's Glass. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they've tied it in with that, haven't they? So I'm very, very, very intrigued to see that. So yeah. So okay.
I think it's back to you, Adam.
Yeah, going to number 2. Okay, sticking with a Wes Craven film, I'm gonna go with obviously my favorite franchise as a kid when it came to horror, which was Nightmare on Elm Street, but specifically number 3, Dream Warriors.
Yeah,
I think other than the classic
Dream Warriors.
Yeah, so obviously, Nightmare on Elm Street number 1, I believe was that Johnny Depp's first film?
I think so.
Yeah,
he looks very young in it.
And when I was in LA the other week, I went to the house, and directly across the road, you've got the house that was Johnny Depp's house in the film. So that you got the 2 houses directly across the road from each other, which are great. And I also went to the Halloween house, funnily enough, going back to that. Nice. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, especially number 3, Dream Warriors, which I think as well was maybe Patricia Arquette's first film. So, or one of them. So yeah, that one for me it's got the best line from Freddy Krueger
with the TV.
Yes, you know the one. Yeah, I actually had the box set signed by Robert Englund saying to Adam, "Welcome to primetime." And Robert. Yeah. So
he was on the Goldbergs, the TV show, the Goldbergs, the other day. He's not looking too young.
Well, I imagine not, given his his biggest role was back in the 80s. Like so, yeah. But yeah, Dream Warriors, the whole puppet thing that they do with the veins. It's such an iconic film for me. That was the film that cemented my liking of horror in general. So yeah, that's my number 2. So it would be my number 1 if I was just doing favorite horrors, but I've saved the one that scared me the most for my number 1. So that's why it's my number 2. So yeah,
awesome. And that has my favorite kill in probably any film. With Dream Warriors, with the TV.
With the TV, yeah.
Oh, so good.
Great scene.
My second pick, it's a Ridley Scott film. It's a very popular film. People will say it's a sci-fi film. I completely disagree. It's a horror movie, and it's Alien. Alien, for me, disregarding all its other sequels, the original Alien by far is a horror movie. It's directed in a horror movie style. You're kind of isolated in a really small, confined space and going back to space. And I think it's just one of those suspenseful films because you know that the xenomorph is out there. You know he's ready to strike, and there's some great kills in that. And also the scene where the alien pops out of the chest.
Iconic.
It's iconic. It is.
Iconic.
And also what I read was the cast didn't know that was going to happen. So their reactions are genuine. So it's a horror movie, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
I agree.
So I love it.
It's on my honorable mention list. It's not on my list, but yes, good call, definitely. My number 2 is Psycho 2, which we talked about. But yeah, Psycho is incredible. Adam did all the points on it and everything. So yeah, number 2 is Psycho for me. So
good shout. Good shout.
We didn't discuss these before, so
no, we didn't discuss them. So, yeah, which is what makes it more interesting. So yeah, Disney World Adventures says Alien is a great movie. So and A Mouse Talk agrees. Alien, I feel, is a horror film, but Aliens was a better movie. I agree with that.
I do agree. Yeah. I do agree.
Yeah, and Kitschy Travels also says Alien is great. Yes. So yeah.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The number 1 scariest movie. Adam, and the table is yours. The pub is yours, Adam.
The pub is mine. This is going to be the biggest anticlimax now, I think.
No, you haven't heard mine yet.
You haven't heard mine either.
Do you know what? I might beat my nephew with a shovel next time I see him. Maybe I told him already, but Sam's just called it out there. But yes. Poltergeist 2.
There's a Poltergeist 2.
Poltergeist 2 is my scariest one. Poltergeist 2. When I was a kid growing up, like I could watch any horror, fine. I could watch them by myself, fine. Poltergeist 2 was always the one film that made me want to turn the telly off before it had finished. I think it was just the creepy old man who I think basically personifies the devil, or the most evil sort of sort of demonic spirit, but just in human form. He just creeped me out, and I could never get him out of my mind after watching the film. Like it always stuck with me. So yeah, Poltergeist 2 for some reason was just always the film that got to me. So yeah, it's probably come from way out of left field, as some people say, but yeah, it's or out of the blue. It's the film that always made me want to turn the telly off and watch something else. So yeah, that's my number 1 scariest movie.
I'd be honest with you, I guess I remember there's a sequel. I don't remember what we could discuss it at a later time, but
there was a few sequels, and some of the others aren't worth watching, but like Poltergeist 2 was a great film still. So
I have to watch that.
I want to see all these movies now. It's great.
Well, my last pick you've probably seen. My last pick by far is my favorite horror movie of all time. Not because it's scary, because I just think it's an incredible movie in all the worst ways. But it actually is an incredible movie. I'm talking about Jaws.
Yes.
But not the Jaws you're thinking of.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, see, I remember this. I remember you talking about this.
Jaws 4.
I could throw this bottle at you.
Now, let me just explain.
But
after the
talking about this, by the way, so
I could talk an hour about Jaws the Revenge. Jaws the Revenge, after the amazing success of Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D, we decided that we have now a shark that has a personal grudge against the family. They have a personal vendetta that they are going to travel. The shark is going to travel from New York to the Bahamas.
It's not even New York. It's even higher up than New York. It's nearer Boston, I think.
Boston. Yeah. But he has the incentive, right? I'm going to follow them to the Bahamas so I can take my revenge. You know what's even funnier? Michael Caine is in this movie.
Jesus Christ. The breath on that thing.
I remember it.
Bloody hell.
The shark roars like a lion. I don't know if any water animal has vocal cords. And then
Obviously,
the shark
like a lion.
explodes. The shark explodes, guys.
No, he doesn't. No,
Yes,
he gets.
it does.
No,
Yes,
he
it
gets
does.
stabbed. He gets stabbed with a ship.
It gets stabbed and explodes. It doesn't. Does a shark ever? Nope.
I thought he tore in half. So.
No, it explodes.
Yeah.
Jaws: The Revenge by far is my favorite horror movie to watch on Halloween, just because
You watched it yet the other day?
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because you weren't answering the door for trick or treaters, that's for sure. Oh, Adam's
We
going
don't
for
get
a
trick or
show.
treaters here.
This is you told me. I know.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you want to watch a really terrible movie that you want to laugh for a good hour and a half to 2 hours, watch Jaws: The Revenge.
I like Jaws: The Revenge.
Like,
I know it's not great, but I like it.
I like Jaws 3. I know it's terrible.
I said this when we did our Jaws.
You did. I remember.
Yeah. So I do like Jaws: The Revenge quite a lot.
Dan was in the chat too, and I remember him saying it. So
yeah. So
well, if you guys know me, my number one is the original Jaws, which is funny. So that's my
funny.
number one. So
which is genuinely scary because
yeah.
number
But
one Jaws
as a
is
kid-
the most realistic of all of them, and it just I don't know, it makes people scared to go in the sea. So
love that movie. I watch it every July or August. I watch it every time.
That's-
So we've talked about Jaws so many times on my streams here, but yeah, even with Adam and everything. So if you guys want to watch that stream, you guys can go back. We had a Jaws week, and we did 2 streams on
Shark
Jaws.
Week, it was from Shark Week, wasn't it? So
Week, yeah. It's Shark Week, yes. Sorry, I don't know.
Jaws the ride and Jaws the film. So
any honorable mentions, guys? I have Alien, Exorcist, Carrie. I put Exorcist twice, so I guess it really bothered me. So I saw a couple in the chat there. It's just saying Psycho.
I had
someone said
honorable mentions. I should say the first Conjuring movie I thought was very good. The Shining, I know it's been thrown in there, but I'm kicking myself that I didn't put it in there. Texas Chainsaw, none of us have mentioned, and that's obviously a classic. So, and purely because I worked on it, I'm going to have to say Cane Hill as an honorable mention.
Yay!
Don't get me wrong. Like as someone who worked on the film, I know it's not the greatest horror movie ever made, but we made it on a budget of £20,000. So it's not going to be a Hollywood blockbuster, but we're super proud of what we did in a very limited budget and in just 9 days. So it was very restricted with what we could do, but we're super proud of what came out of it. So yes, there will be more updates to come on that further down the line. I won't bore people with that today.
Cool.
I have 3 honorable mentions. I had Friday the 13th Part 6 Jaws, Jason Lives.
That was going to be my pick. That was the one I was going to pick.
Oh, it's a great movie. Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors. That's a great movie. And Halloween
Warriors. Sorry. Dawkins sings that song.
Halloween 3, Spirit of the Witch.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Good list, guys. No one picked that. It's funny. We have it in the thumbnail. No one picked the new It movie. So did you said you saw the new?
I've seen it. It's not
on a new list. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, what a great stream. Definitely check out Adam's Land and Ebony's little channel. Definitely check out Disney.
There will be more content coming. So
hopefully. Dan's got a lot of good stuff coming up.
We've got a couple of Paris vlogs still to put up. So
okay, cool. All right, guys. Look at this. Right on time. 10 to 7 Eastern time. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Dan. Dan, your link is below.
Thank you.
Adam's link's below per channel. You're a great friend, Dan. Thank you so much. Hope you're feeling great. Adam, thank you so much. More content coming. They're all on the bottom. And guys, I'm posting right now. Go over there. 10 minutes. We're going to be over there. We're going to set up the stream. Disney Fiasco, Disney movies we want as rides. I just posted the link. You guys come on over. It's the 3 of us again. Going over to Dan's channel. Please subscribe to Dan if you haven't. Please subscribe to Adam. Please subscribe to me if you haven't. And down below in the comments, please put your horror movies. I want to see what you guys all think. Your top 5. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you over at Dan's channel in a few minutes. Thanks, Dan.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks, Adam. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
you guys in a few over it. Thank you. I'll see you guys over in a few minutes on Disney Dan. Oh, hold on. Cheers. Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
I didn't even get to this one yet. Cheers, guys. Awesome. Thanks, guys.